So hello everyone, welcome here to the Accord Speedway here in New York for round number 4 of the 2015B Insomniac Motorsports Big Evil Designs Dirt Late Model Series. And it's Josh Mertz bringing you the call, as always, for the Automotive Sports Network as we are getting ready to go for what should be an incredible race. As the field, 2, 4, let's count, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 cars are about to take to this track. This is going to be insanity as Martin Karsh is on the pole position, Bob Sire in second, then it's Jeff Groover, Ed Stancliffe, and Carson Krenz, your top 5. Points leader Mertz is in 6th, getting ready for 50 laps. Here in New York, Karsh will lead us down to the green flag, and we're green here in New York. Into turn 1, Karsh takes the lead, Sire in 2nd, Stancliffe sideways in 3rd. Mertz got around Krenz for the 5th spot. As Groover battling with the 81 now. Points leader, unfamiliar territory here as he's trying to get to the front of the field. As all these cars on this little tiny track, the heat races were insane. Let's see if this race can be as equally as exciting. As Groover trying to battle with the 81 of Mertz. As the field winding through the corner here. Outside Carson Krenz is Groover. Now contact between them. Around the 03 goes into Bink Lucas and into Kelly Horner. But no issues. Nice save from the 03 Carson Krenz. As Bob Sire trying to take the fight to Martin Karsh. Sire won last week. Excuse me, he did not win last week. It was Bink Lucas, my mistake. So Sire trying to get his first win this season. Stancliffe in 3rd, Mertz in 4th, Groover battling once again with Carson Krenz. As the 03 and the 078 way on the outside here. Lucas tries to take the fight to him along with Todd Stanton. And Kelly Horner trying to take the fight to him as well. Greg Lavelle and Pantelica battling here in the 88 and the 19. Around nearly. Now contact between the 19 and the 88. And Lavelle to the back of the field. As Colin Moody sideways in the 09. Sire getting close. But I don't think he can get there just yet. As battle between Stanton and Horner. Stanton holding the spot. They're battling for the 7th position. As Lucas, the winner of the last 2 races here in this series, deep in the field in 6th. Stancliffe and Mertz battling. And the points leader trying to catch Bob Sire once he gets by Stancliffe, but it's not easy. Stancliffe sideways again in the 21 as Mertz is trying to take the fight to him. Martin Karsh catching up with lapped cars. The first one is Greg Lavelle in the 88, and he stays out of the way and hits the entrance there on the wall. In front of Stancliffe and Mertz, no issue there. That could have ended in tears. Here's Colin Moody, Pantelica, Phil Lacasse, and Jeff Riley, the next 4 cars in Martin Karsh's path. So let's see if Karsh can take these cars. Contact between Stanton and Horner, and I think that'll be a caution. Let's wait here for race control. Caution is out. So while we wait for the field to catch back up, let's see what happened there as we caught the tail end of that incident. It was the 25 of Kelly Horner and the 32 of Todd Stanton, and it looked like those two had been battling for a while. We're going to start this on the backstretch. And they had all bunched up here because of Lavelle hitting the wall. Bink Lucas in the 8, 32 is Stanton. They all bunched up. Stanton got sideways, and it looked like that was just pretty awkward as they couldn't break off of each other, and that was a 2-car incident, and that is what brought out the caution flag here on lap number 14. As the field here, Martin Karsh, Bob Sire, this is going to help Mertz as he finally got by Stancliffe, and he's in 3rd now. As let's see if we're going green this time. No. As Karsh, Sire, Mertz, Stancliffe, Krenz, Lucas, Lavelle is off the lead lap. Then it's Groover, Horner, Riley, Lacasse, Pantelica, Colin Moody, and Todd Stanton. And then 14th is Greg Lavelle in the 88 off the lead lap. So I believe this is the biggest field we've had so far. So let's see if we are going green this time. Waiting for race control to call it. As remember the new restart regulations, the last car in line calls the restart. And we're green already, and Sire takes the fight, and he takes the lead! And Mertz tries to take the fight to Martin Karsh now in the 33. He can't! Contact between them, and around the 33 of Martin Karsh goes! So he goes from first to last, literally, in the matter of half a lap. And now, this is, I believe, becoming the battle for the championship this season. It's Bob Sire and Mertz. Not yet, the caution's out. And this is the reason why. As we were so focused on that battle here, as what a wreck. As we're looking here on this replay, Lavelle's all over the place, Karsh was out of line, and it looked like the 4 Lacasse got hit, Stanton hit Moody, and then contact between them sends Moody on top of the 32. So a pretty awkward incident there, but nobody had any issues. Everybody back on track, so that's going to bunch them up. As everyone's getting antsy now, single file restarts, remember, due to the lack of space here at this very tight track. As next week, we go to the Cayuga County Fairgrounds in Weed Sport, another New York track as the green flag's back out. Mertz tries to take the fight. He tried on the inside of Sire around off the front bumper of Stancliffe, and that's causing a massive jam up, and the caution is out again. As let's see if Kelly Horner will get flipped back over. He does. Sportsmanship here in Insomniac Motorsports. When someone gets flipped over, you help them back over. Really, that was just a jam up, as Stancliffe told Mertz he's allowed to take his spot back. As that was a tricky restart. That's why they've been trying to implement a new restart rule. Stancliffe claims that, goes to the back, and allows Mertz back to second. The rule is tried to be the final car calls it halfway down the backstretch, but I don't know if that's being enforced. Clearly that's not being enforced. As I believe we'll have to go another lap here to get this field sorted. It's Sire, Mertz, Karsh, Lucas, Krenz, Groover, Horner. I believe Horner is in front of Groover, but we're waiting for confirmation from race control. Currently, we have Horner, Lacasse, Riley, Stanton, Stancliffe, Pantelica, Moody, and Lavelle. Like I was saying, we go to Cayuga County, right across the way here in New York, for round number 5 next week, so that should be a fun race. At that fellow dirt bull ring. Green flag back in the air. Clean restart for Sire. Mertz tries to take the fight to him, and Karsh might get retaliation on the 81s. Bink Lucas in 4th. 5th is Krenz. 6th is Kelly Horner. 7th Groover. 8th Riley. 9th Stanton. And 10th is Phil Lacasse. Rounding 3 and 4, Mertz hits the wall, and Karsh will take 2nd. Lucas tries to take 3rd from the points leader, and it looks like he does. Mertz is struggling in the 81. Not having a fun day. Carson Krenz on the outside of the 81. This is allowing Sire from Karsh, excuse me, to pull away. As Sire in the 27. Karsh in the 33. Ever so close to the inside wall, and those two are pulling away. As 3rd is Bink Lucas, winner of the last 2 races in this series. As unfortunately for this series, we did not show you points last week. That's because we don't know the points. The points calculator, their computer broke. So the series really is just going off of who wins, and they're guessing on points as Lavelle stayed out of the way. Good job for him in the 88, off of the lead lap, having issues all night long. We're halfway through already, and Bob Sire is leading this race, as Martin Karsh isn't letting him get away. We're going to go through fastest laps. 13.141 to a 13.171 on the top 2. Then it's a 13.302 for Todd Stanton in the 32. So these top 2 are in their own zip code. Phil Lacasse in the 4. Potentially going to get lapped here See if he'll stay out of the way. Sire had an ugly entry into turn 1 in the 27, but Karsh wasn't able to capitalize. Bink Lucas is waiting for these two to crash and trip over each other because he'll take the lead. And Mertz waiting if those three will stumble over each other. As Lacasse isn't being caught by Sire, and it looks like the field is calming down. Krenz, into the wall, passed by Horner for 5th. And Phil Lacasse, I think he might be holding up Sire as Karsh, there, second time, my mistake. Tripping over names here. Lacasse, contact nearly, and to the inside goes Karsh. Lacasse got in the way there, and the lead has changed places. And I'm tripping over my words again, my mistake. Pantelica now being lapped by Martin Karsh. And Sire's angry. You can tell as he dove it into turn 3. Lacasse knew he was there, and he didn't get out of the way. But that's dirt racing. This isn't like rallycross or road racing where there's blue flags. Dirt tracks, you just got to get by them if you can. And it looks like the caution's out. And that's probably the reason why, as Greg Lavelle issues in the 88. So we'll take a look at what happened here on lap number 31. And it looked as though, here's the replay, it was contact between him and Jeff Riley. But the thing was, here comes the field. And Lavelle was in the middle of the track. So that is a smart decision by race control to throw the caution flag in that instance. As the field getting bunched up here once again. Lap number 34 of 50. And Karsh is leading. Fastest car here. No, he's not. My mistake. I read the fastest laps earlier, and I still didn't realize that he was 3/100ths off of Bob Sire. There's Kelly Horner, a 2.98. So he's getting up there, but he's only in 5th. It's Lucas, Mertz, and Horner, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, behind Karsh and Sire. As everybody getting lined up here. As this is turning out to be a really interesting race, as the walls on both sides of the track, really you have nowhere to go if they wad them up. We saw that with that awkward accident with Stancliffe and Mertz. So this really, anything can happen. I mean, that's my favorite phrase. Everybody knows that. 15 laps to go, but if anything, if the race is any indication, there's going to be another caution flag. Then we are going to potentially see a lead change on these crazy restarts. Not sure if we're going green, field back bunched up. Yes, we are. Green flag in the air on lap number 35, coming to 36. Karsh leads. Look at the restart he got over Sire, Lucas, Mertz, and Horner, the top 5. Side by side, Carson Krenz and Phil Lacasse. Lacasse was off the lead lap, but restarted in the pack. The battle here between Lucas and Mertz is intensifying. Remember last week, Mertz came within a half a car length of winning that race at Fireman's Park. He's finished 1st, 2nd, and 2nd these 3 weeks, and he wants to finish on the podium this race. As Pantelica in the 19 scored as the 119, because I always get confused off these car numbers. Timing and scoring has them on a different number that their car has, so we'll just go off of timing and scoring. It's Karsh and Sire. Contact with Lavelle and Pantelica in the middle of the track. I believe that's a caution. Yes, it is. Contact further with Horner, Krenz, and that is Stanton. We're going to have a replay as to what just happened with Lavelle and Pantelica. As I heard it there, it was right in front of my face, but I heard the engines die off, and I was like, well, they have to be crashing here. It's Lavelle and Pantelica, the 88 and the 19. Lavelle gets sideways all over the track and just slides into Pantelica in the 19. And right in front of the field, Karsh dives to the inside, and clearly having cars in the middle of the track is not the best of ideas. But we're going to re-rack him here. And we're 10 laps to go now. And like I said, there's going to be more cautions. Within 5 laps to go, they've got 5 laps to crash and have a caution, because after 5 laps, it's the point of no return. It's Karsh, Sire, Lucas, Mertz, and Horner, the top 5. Field bunching up here. Let's see if we will be going green. 16 miles an hour, speeding up, green flag. Sire all over the back of Karsh, Lucas all over the back of Sire. And this is getting good. Sire holding second, Lucas third, Mertz fourth. Through 3 and 4, contact with Stanton and Krenz, and that's going to bunch up the field, but I don't know if that'll be a caution. Massive bunch up in 3 and 4. That is a caution flag. Like I mentioned, these restarts are just very odd, as the field has to stop to let these guys get sorted again. As we're going to take a replay here of this accident, and I think this is going to be probably the last caution if they get back going again. So we're going to see. This is the source of the trouble. Krenz hits Stanton, and then in the middle of the field, Stancliffe gets hit by Riley, who hits Moody, who hits Pantelica. Basically, it's one of those cases where one car gets turned and there's no room, and they all bunch up in a big wad. So we're going to restart with at least on lap 44. So this would be the point of no return. There will be no caution. And if the wrecks have been any indication, there's going to be a big wreck, and there's going to be no caution, and unfortunately the leaders might get caught up. Maybe that's foreshadowing, maybe it's not. Getting ready. Karsh, Sire, Lucas, Mertz, Horner, your top 5. Green flag once again with 7 laps to go. Karsh gets a jump over Sire. Lucas putting pressure on Sire. Then Mertz battling with Lucas. Into 3 and 4. Karsh trying to hold the spot. He's got a car length and a half, maybe 2 or 3 over Sire in the 27. Contact nearly between him and Lucas. 27 and 8. Karsh trying to pull away. And Mertz, contact with Stanton and Moody in the back of the field. It's going to be no caution. Hopefully they'll get sorted out here. Karsh pulling away from Sire. Stanton is in the way. No issue. He has to go outside. Karsh has to go to the outside. Contact. Sire takes the lead. Contact between Lucas and Karsh. Mertz goes through to second as Karsh is flying over his Jeff Riley in the 411. And this is going to put Bob Sire through to the lead. Coming to 3 laps to go. As 3 cars got taken out here, Martin Karsh is upset. Horner and Mertz are battling for second. Lucas is suddenly from 5th to last place. 2 laps to go for Bob Sire. As Mertz holding second, Sire has a very comfortable lead over Mertz in the 81. White flag for the Harley-Davidson Cadillac. Mertz trying to hold second to get 4 consecutive podium finishes. But it's going to be Bob Sire winning here in accord, followed by Mertz and Horner on the podium. 4th place will be Martin Karsh after losing that race. And disappointment, oh wow, he's upset. You can sense the disappointment for Martin Karsh as he had that race in the bag, and then he lost it. The top 10 from tonight. Bob Sire wins, Mertz second, Kelly Horner third, podium finishers. Then it's Martin Karsh, Carson Krenz, Ed Stancliffe. Barry Willingham, also known as Pantelica, as his fellow drivers know him, finished 7th, and I believe his first race in a long while, if I'm not mistaken. Rest of your top 10, Riley, Lucas, and Moody. As next week, we go to Weedsport, the Cayuga County Fairgrounds in New York, as we are in New York right now. We go right across the way to Cayuga, so that should be a fun race on another dirt bull ring. Then the week after that, we go to Milwaukee. So a tale of 2 extremes for this series, but I hope you enjoyed today's coverage here in Accord. Hope to see you next week in Cayuga, but until then, so long, everyone.